6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for the first ever look ahead to a Champions League football game with Newcastle United involved. This is absolutely incredible, and I'm absolutely beaming to be doing it because we're talking about Newcastle in the San Siro again, 21 years later after Alan Shearer scored a brace against Inter Milan. And Gary's here to tell us all about it again because he was a lucky cunt who was there. But before we go into the usual stuff, I need to put my new hat on, don't I? Yeah, look at this Bobby Dazzler. Love it. Absolutely love it. But it doesn't really work on my headphones, does it? Please hit the subscribe button, the usual stuff. Hit the thumbs up. Please don't forget about our sponsor, Diet Crow. Amazing little family-run company in America who ship all over the world with amazing T-shirts. I'm going to be buying the How Are the Lads one on payday, which is not far away. And everyone gets 20% off at the moment. So please consider buying some of their clobber. It's absolutely amazing. On our last little adventure is obviously Newcastle Benfield. The next round of the FA Vars Cup was against Carlisle City. We played them a couple of weeks ago in the league and got beat away. So hopefully we can turn around that scoreline and knock them out of the cup and march on to the third round. So fingers crossed. But we are here to talk about the amazing game. Look at that. Let's bring Gary in. How mint is this talking about Champions League football, man?
Friggin' honestly enjoy it. I've experienced it, you have, and for everybody who hasn't, obviously people who started in teens, 20s right now, honestly, it's unbelievable. Exactly. I mean, we were lucky because when we had it, we had a horrendous start and then we started winning and we managed to get out of the group.
Yeah, well, we lost our first three and then won the next three, didn't we? The first team to ever do it in the Champions League.
And I remember I went to a lot of the games, home and away, the first time of the Champions League, and oh my God, I still can remember them now. Experiences I'll never forget. Honestly, unbelievable. Enjoy it. Honestly, doesn't come often.
It
might not come next season, so enjoy it.
It's going to come around a lot more, though, isn't it? Which is amazing. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, if you want to be a member, please hit that button. It's only 99p a month. This is the prize we're going to give away tomorrow. It's one of these bucket hats, but it's the famous black and white one from 1996. The Newcastle Brown Ale sort of badge on there. We'll be giving away that tomorrow morning. So if you want a chance to win that, you need to become a member today. And we'll do the draw live tomorrow morning at some point. Let's jump in the chat before we get talking. Roger's in the house. Andy's in the house. He's talking Italian, which I'm not even trying. But no, we've never seen a Macam in Milan. Bellissimo. That's about all I know. I used the full translation. I love it. Hi, everyone. Hi, Gary. You made it on time, mate. Well done. I have no idea what you're saying there. I don't want to know. Evening all. Evening, Baz. Evening, Les. Evening, Gary. Evening, Les. Leslie's in the house, as always. Please subscribe and share to your socials, as she says. Roger. Hi, gang. Can't stay too long. Wanted to say hello. Hey, Baz. Good to see you. Alert again. I am. I'm back to normal now, like yesterday. 2-day hangovers, man. I just can't do it anymore. Stop talking Italian to me. I have no idea what you're saying. There's loads of these ideas started his presser at last. He started it just late though, hasn't he? He was meant to start by 8 o'clock. Apparently he could be in trouble because of that, but he can't be in trouble because of a delayed flight. It's not his fucking fault, is it? It'd be interesting what he's got to say, but
I'm lost. What's that? Sorry.
So apparently this was going around on Twitter. Let's see if I can find it again. I can't remember what it was. It said that apparently the press conference had to start between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. local time. Otherwise, there's a section that you can get fined for it. And it's him and Tonali are the two ones who are going to be doing the press conference. So I don't know whether
didn't have
or not.
Didn't they have a power cut in there the day as well?
They did, yeah, but that was before the plane even took off.
Oh, right.
It was definitely the shots, Julie. I do not do shots.
No, what it is? What a stupid bloody rule that is.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But our fans are over there in full voice already. Have you ever seen a Macam in Milan? Do you know what I mean? It's just absolutely epic. They're actually playing skittles with human bodies sliding down pathways because it's absolutely. They took the weather with them, basically, thunder and lightning almost. It was absolutely hammering it down. That's a great sight, though, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Do you know what it is? I remember when the song first came out, and it was, funnily enough, it was around the time I was there. It got invented that day, and it's been going ever since.
Exactly.
But you know what? I remember about it is I remember we I think we went on the day, to Milan, and I think the Macams were playing Scunthorpe away in the same day. And we saw a couple of Macams at the airport, and it was just brilliant because we're going to Milan and they were on their way to Scunthorpe. And it was just, you couldn't write it, Matt. Honestly, you couldn't.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. I don't know if you saw my tweet, though, but I did tweet out that AC Milan are absolutely kicking themselves tomorrow night already after getting beat 5-1 off their, obviously, big rivals Inter Milan. They've brung this man in, the GOAT, one of my favourite players of all time, to give them a pep talk and try and get them up for the game. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's little Newcastle.
Get them up for the game.
Yeah, they got Sultan in to try and uplift the club and try and, get a bit of happiness around it after getting thrashed 5-1. It's funny, isn't it?
It's bizarre.
I think they're third
in the league or something.
Yeah, but you don't get beat 5-1 off Inter Milan, though, do you?
I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about the game. I've actually watched highlights of it.
I did as well.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't impressed with them at the back at all.
No, we'll come to that a little bit later.
Yeah, but we'll come on to that. That's why I didn't want to mention it. But bizarre, honestly, bizarre.
And I find it absolutely hilarious that they've had to bring Sultan Ibrahimovic back in just to give them a pep talk for a Champions League game against Newcastle United.
Well, what we're going to do if we get beat 3-0 tomorrow, we're going to bring Shearer in to give the team a pep talk. That's bizarre, isn't it?
I love it. They have their arses. What's that?
Elastoplastic already.
I love it. I love it. Dyslexic. I can't read that. Too many letters. Some other news. Obviously, Callum Wilson trained separately from the main group this morning, doing some light training and running before NUFC travelled over to Milan this afternoon to face AC Milan tomorrow night. This is just Eddie Howe doing what Eddie Howe does, isn't it? Looking after Callum Wilson, because if we don't look after him, he'll break down. And there's no way he starts tomorrow night. But it's great to see that they're sticking to their guns, aren't they, and doing it the right way.
Yeah. I mean, this is why Callum was injured constantly, because he was playing weekend in every game. And now he can't. Yeah, I can imagine. But it's just what we've got to do with Callum. And I think he started at the weekend because, Isak's not in form at the minute. But I think that was the plan all along. Wilson weekend, Isak will be back in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to rotate, and when you're in the Champions League, you cannot. Exactly. You know what is? I mean, just pretend you didn't have one injury. Not one injury happened, right? You can guarantee every Champions League game this season, the team will change every game, no matter what. Not be the same lineup. It'll be changed all the time because that's what you've got to do in this competition.
Yeah. So AJ, that is the training regime that it's been given to Callum Wilson. It's not for old players. It's trying to protect them because we all know he's made of glass. I'm just trying to put the football on. To be honest with you, I forgot all about it. There's a game on now. Is it on Sky?
I wish it was. I cannot watch a bloody thing at the minute. I'm bloody sick. I cannot watch out.
That's a different story.
Honestly, yeah, it is.
Moguls in the house, guys. I just want to shout out an amazing podcast that's just happened. It started at 7. It's called The Everyman. It's a mental health podcast. I had Ray Winston on, and he sounds just as good as he does in on a podcast as he does in these TV adverts and TV shows and all that sort of stuff. So, just if anyone is struggling with your mental health, and you want to listen to people who have been through things, are talking about prostate cancer this week. So the Everyman podcast, go and give them a like and subscribe and have a listen to the latest episode. And Ray Winston's on there. I mean, what a guy to get on. I would love to talk to Ray Winston.
So would I. Honestly, I wouldn't know.
Oh, Forest nearly scored. 25 minutes gone to 0-0, by the way. So Forest 0-0.
Do you know what? Are you have you ever seen Scum, the film?
No.
With Winston when he was younger? Oh, give it a watch.
Scum.
Honestly, Scum. It's when he was in Borsal when he was younger.
I was expecting a Sunderland reference there, to be completely honest with you.
Well, so far off, but I think it's called Scum. It's one of those old-fashioned films. But I tell you what, like.
Yeah.
It's when he's I think he's about 17, 18 in it or something like. Well, that's what he looks like anyway. But it's a bit
bit tasty.
Oh, it
I
is.
like a movie like that. Well, that was short, or more to the point. Sky cut it short. There's a shock. It's a dark film. There you go.
It is.
This man's got a massive role to play. Obviously, we touched on it with Wilson playing at the weekend. Obviously, Isak's going to come in for him, which is what we believe will happen. He's not looked great in the last couple of games. He's been isolated a lot. Are we expecting a different animal tomorrow night? What do you want to see more of from him?
I want to see him be a pain in the arse, right? Because I'm not expecting us to have much of the ball tomorrow. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. But what I want is, when we have got the ball, I want him to be making them moves because, like I said before, I was shocked. I mean, I'm not going to go off one game here, but I was shocked at Milan's defending. Now, I think he could cause a bit of problems with his movement. And you know what it is? If I was him, I mean, I might be going off one game here, which is stupidity, right? But I would go for Theo Hernandez if I was him, because he was very suspect at the weekend at times. Going forward, he looked terrific. Defending didn't look the best at times, and if I was Isak, I would go for him. And you never know. One through ball by Bruno, and he could be through on goal, and he's got a chance. But what he needs to do is, if he does get a chance, he's got to take it, because we're not going to get many. I don't personally think and he missed 2 good chances at Brighton, so
got to be clinical.
He's got to be clinical. You've got to be clinical in the Champions League.
Oh,
and I know it's mostly an experience for us this year, but I would like to get out the group stage. You know what I mean? I think we should aim for that, and anything after that's a bonus.
Yeah, I think getting out the group stage is a bonus, to be fair. And if it happens, it'll be a jubilation.
Well, I'm apart from PSG, I don't think the other two are as good as I thought they were. I think they're top sides, but I thought they were better. But
I think we can beat them at home. It's can we get the extra points potentially, or because you can imagine someone scraping a draw at St James's Park, can't you?
I mean, I know it's a big if, right? But you've got to win 2 home games, right? Yeah. Then you've got a chance. If you win 2 home games, you've got a chance. Then maybe you've got to pick. You can afford maybe to lose 1 or 2 away from home, but if you get 3, if you win 3 at home, you're laughing. You know what I mean? Me, I think you're
3 at home and a draw, and you're through.
Yeah, without doubt. So, because I'm just going off us last time, and we won 3 and got through. So, 3 out of 3. If we do that again, I think we get through.
Burnley nearly scored, pulled off a great save, the keeper there. Will 10 points get us into the knockout stage? Yes, it will. 100%.
Yes, it will. Yes.
I'll take getting back from Dortmund in one piece with my passport. I love it. The other man, obviously, we took from Italy, and that's not Paul Dummett, but Paul Dummett in the Champions League, man. It's mental. But Tonali, obviously, the homeboy from Milan, going back so soon. It was written in the stars, wasn't it, really, that would end up with AC Milan. I mean, it's going to be a bit sweet for him, I suppose. But some people are saying, "Oh, we shouldn't play him because he'll be crying and all this sort of stuff." And that it's just like, come on, he's a professional. He's going to be there to do a job.
No, he's the first. He's the first person on the team sheet for me tomorrow.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what it is? It's like if there's anybody going to know the players, the club, Eddie will have spoke to Tonali. He'll ask them questions, and if anybody knows anything about AC Milan, it's him. Why the hell would you put him on the bench? Why, he's going to cry.
I don't know. There's some stupid people out there who just think because he's an AC Milan supporter, he's not going to put in a full shift and all this sort of stuff. It's like, come on.
Yeah, well, Alan Shearer is a born and bred Newcastle fan, but the bugger was cheering his way when he scored for Blackburn against Wales. I remember him getting like that at St James's Park.
Me too.
Like that. So didn't give us that. It's like, I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, Christ, if you're a professional footballer, that's what happened. And he's the first name on the team sheet for me tomorrow. Shadow of a doubt.
50p on Sandro getting a set piece goal. That's if he's allowed on set pieces. I mean, he has to be, doesn't he? He has to be on. I know Tripp's had a very good game against Brentford with set pieces, but Tonali's a different level, isn't he? We were all purring when we saw him in the under-21s for Italy and the balls he was putting into the box. We want to see that.
Yeah, he's I just, you know what it is? I think we've seen fits and spurts of him at the minute. I think we've seen his class, and I think we've seen like some of his weaknesses. But I think there's so much more to come from him. It's frightening because I do think he's probably the most talented footballer at that club. But I think we're still to see certain things from him. But that's just bedding in. Coming to a new country, the Premier League's just a different animal compared to everywhere else. So there's more to come from him. And you know what it is? You'll see how good he is because he is the one with Champions League experience. And you've got to play your Champions League experience players. As many as you can, you get them on the pitch. So your Sandro Tonali's, your Botmans. I think Isak's played in the Champions League. You've just got to get them in.
Someone's just sent me a quote from Eddie Howe's press conference, and it is absolutely fucking hilarious. Honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever heard. Eddie Howe on not training or walking around the San Siro on the eve of the game. That's overrated. It's a pitch. That is fucking brilliant. That is just mint. What an answer to give. Obviously, we trained at home. Then we flew over to Milan. And the reason why we trained at home is because if you train at Milan, you're going to have the Milan scouts and coaches watching and trying to work out what we were doing. Eddie Howe is brilliant at preparing to the finest details. And that's the reason why he didn't walk around the San Siro. Again, it's a pitch, isn't it?
It's
so
just
clever.
Eddie, isn't
so
it? He is. He's a clever manager, and he plays the press brilliantly. And transfers, I mean, when he goes on about transfers, when it was laughable when he's saying, "Oh, Tino Livramento hasn't signed yet."
Then 12
and
hours
he's
later,
sitting in the stand. No, he was sitting in the stands after the
yeah.
game when Eddie said, "Oh no, it's not done." But he's sitting in the flaming stands. Honestly, do you know what it is? He's a bloody liar. He's an absolute barefaced liar. And do you know what it is? He's probably right now sitting, or he sneaked into the San Siro to have a look around the ground, and this is mint, but he's letting everybody else know, "Oh, I'm not really interested." He's just a liar.
Well, he's just showing that he's not just there for the occasion, but there to do a job.
You know something else as well. I'm jumping off topic here, but I saw like the owners going on the plane as well, and that got me thinking, once they see this and they see we're playing in this, they're going to get the urge again. We want more of this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Without a doubt, because until you've experienced it, you don't know, because obviously my kids have never experienced this. I know Jade does like watching the football. She hasn't experienced Champions League football. A lot of people haven't, but it's a different thing. And when you see it for the first time, when you hear that theme song at the beginning, it's just, honestly, it makes the hairs on your arms stand up. It really does. And I've sat in grounds when it's playing. Oh my God. Honestly.
Well, I remember the players having headphones on and they were playing the Champions League music, and the faces were just, do you know what I mean? It's just, that's what it means when you hear that. You know you've made it. You know you've made it then.
I mean, I've got a video on at the minute that's basically for about 5 minutes now. The fans are in Italy right now singing Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
it's absolutely
I've on the microphone. Yeah, I've heard it. It's brilliant. They're literally playing Skittles with human bodies.
Yeah, it's class, man.
It's mental.
Honestly, it's great, man.
Well, you watched the highlights. I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
Hernandez looked good at left back, as we expect.
I didn't think he looked great defending, mate.
Not defending, but going forward when he made that.
Going forward, he's a threat. He's a threat. Yeah, he nearly scored, but he gave the penalty away.
Yeah. I was just going to say, the one thing that I noticed that I think we'll capitalise on is how easy it was for the box-to-box midfielder to get into the box so easily with all that space. Mkhitaryan scored 2 goals just from ghosting in late. The defence looked very static, I thought, when they scored the goals. They didn't look like they were, I don't know, putting the bodies on the line. They didn't look fast. It was a bit of a weird performance, to be fair. For a derby, it was a very strange performance.
It was a funny performance from them. Like I said, going forward, they look frightening, right?
Well, when Leo scored his goal in the second half, it was a bit like us putting in Gordon down the side, wasn't it? Or putting in Barnes down the side. Leo's just got all that pace, but he'll be going up against Trips, not against Dan Burns, so that's not too bad.
But the thing is that, I mean, I think Giroud put Leo through for the goal, so he's clearly fit again.
But they've got Thuram started though, didn't he? Or was Thuram for Inter Milan?
Inter Milan. Thuram looked good. He scored that screamer.
He reminds me of Isaac. The size of him, his feet. He's clever. He scored a screamer, didn't he? That flew in the top corner. Was that the second goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second goal. I mean, obviously Mkhitaryan scored 2, and I thought he was okay at Man United, so he wasn't a world beater. So you're talking about a bloke scoring 2 goals. That wasn't great for Man United, but I just going forward, I'm like, our defense need to be on that game because they are got so many talented forward players, so many of them. But they're suspect at the back for me, and we can take advantage of that because we have got players who can. And look, I'm just going off one game here. There could be
we're only going off highlights as well.
Just going what I saw.
The thing I saw is that they were out on their arse, and I don't think they're going to be ready for how we're going to press them.
No,
I don't think Eddie Howe's going to play a European type of game. I think he's just going to say, right, lads, we're here. We've got here by playing a certain way, and we're going to play that way again, and we're going to press them, we're going to push them, and we're going to outrun them. And I think we've got the legs on them when it comes to their defence and our forward line. You are right. Them going forward will be an issue, so we can't leave the gaps like we did against Brighton. But that's why Sean Longstaff will be in the team to shore that up, hopefully.
I mean, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but it'll be interesting to see them up here. Because...
Well, yeah, you are jumping well ahead.
Yeah, I'm jumping well ahead. I know I am, but I think they're still at home, and we've got to remember that.
Without doubt.
It is an intimidating place to go, the San Siro.
Of course it is.
But we've got players there who, I mean, just thinking Trippier's experience, he'll have played and stuff like this. Bruno's played and stuff like this. Isak has, Tonali has, Botman has. There's plenty of players who have got the experience, but you know what it is? You know who AC Milan fans are going to hate? They're going to hate Anthony Gordon, right?
Mm.
And I can tell you that now because Inter Milan fans hated Craig Bellamy. They couldn't stand him because Craig Bellamy was a horrible, nasty, pacey player who always went down, and that's exactly what Gordon's like. And Gordon's going to cause them a few issues tomorrow because they didn't like pace and players running at them.
Mm.
And Gordon's going to go down like that, right? And it's going to annoy them, and they're probably going to try and get him sent off. And Gordon's going to have to keep his cool as well, mate, because they're going to play tactics. That's what they do over there. They play mind games and stuff. So we can't cause them issues, but we've got to watch the issues at the other end.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
And the Champions League offside system is going to be in play. You're going to see what I've been crying for in the Premier League for ages. Why we didn't vote it in is a mystery to me. But you're going to see that when it's offside, it is offside. There's no point in even arguing with it or crying about it. And I think this is going to benefit us a lot, knowing that, you're not going to have all these lines drawn. Quick decisions are going to be made, and we can hopefully exploit, their slowness at the back, basically. We've already played the Champions League winners away this season, only lost 1-0, so no doubt we can get a result tomorrow. Well said, Peter. Everyone forgets about that. Man City, Champions League winners. Yes, it's in the Premier League, but they don't change their game for anyone, do they, Man City?
No.
We only lost 1-0, so...
I mean, you've got to remember as well, I think, you're talking about...
what a goal. Burnley, 1-0.
Where's it at? Forest up in?
Yeah, Forest. Good goal as well. This kid, is it Alfonso? He's quick.
Is he?
Very quick. He's got to the bar line and he squared it back. Forest have half cleared it, and it's come to the edge of the box, and the kid's coming on his left foot and he's just stroked it into the corner. It's a beautiful finish. But this number 30 for Burnley, he is fast. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want him going up against Dan Burn. He's like Roadrunner. He literally is. He's getting into good positions. Oh, it's a great strike. It's on the volley as well. It's literally 3 yards off the floor when he hits it. Yeah. And he's just stroked it into the bottom corner. Yeah, that's a beautiful goal. I've got 2-2 in this game, so let's see how it ends. The lads who played in the cup final will be better equipped to handle it. Exactly. We've also played in the cup final. We've got that experience to go back on. These are like cup finals, aren't they?
Shaw's just sprung to mind. Shaw's played in games like this.
Yeah, he's played in World Cup games and European Championships.
Miggy's played in games like this. They have done it. And, the only one who I'm thinking has he is Dan Burns, the only one that comes to mind. But Dan Burns...
John Longstaff as well.
Dan Burns is an experienced footballer. It's not like he's a young lad, you know what I mean? But...
That's the lad who scored.
But I've said this time and time again, you're going to see which players are going to take us to the next level and who isn't. Who isn't, because this is the competition that's going to show you the class to the not so class. And there might be players that we don't think are good enough who show that they are, and there might be players that we think that aren't. So...
Fuck's sake. Andy's changed his name.
God's sake.
It could be Tottenham all over again in the first 20 minutes if we really want to go at them. Right, guys, we're halfway through. I'll just quickly pop that back up again. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And if you're watching on repeat, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and the subscribe button. It really does help. There's a link at the top of the chat to become a member. It's only 99p. We put the money back into prizes and the running of the channel. And hopefully we make a little bit of money ourselves. Not going to lie, it's a nice little bit of pocket money, but it's not a lot. So we need all the help we can get. And don't forget, we got this prize to give away tomorrow. This prize money's come out of the channel's 25. I think I paid 25 quid for it. For the hat. So please consider subscribing and got a chance of winning that tomorrow. And the donation button's live. If you want to donate, you're more than welcome to do that. Completely up to yourselves, though. Leslie's laughing at the name. Burn push trolleys around Blythe Asda. He can handle the San Siro. And then fact check. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Don't forget the $4.99 option helps Benfield. Yep, once we get to 50 members on the Benfield option, we will start donating money to Benfield as well. That's the idea of it. I need to get some highlights up. They got beat again, unfortunately. Right, let's have a look to see what SofaScore says Milan are going to line up like. So this is potentially their team. I was talking to someone on Twitter saying they would love to see their goalkeeper at Newcastle next season. I don't know a lot about him, but netting in 5 against Inter Milan isn't great. And he looked a bit suspect on a couple of the goals. Pulisic, go on.
I was going to say he is a good goalkeeper, right? But yeah, fair enough. Some of them were good finishers at the weekend, but he still had 5. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
So,
well, against one of one game, isn't it? I mean, apparently he can play with his feet a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. Like,
so
yeah, but I think we will go for a goalkeeper, but who's good with his feet. But I don't think it'll be him.
I still think it might not be next season. It might be the season after, depending on our budget. But we'll see what happens. Forrest had a chance there, but didn't nail it. There's Pulisic. Obviously, we know him very well from his time at Chelsea. Giroud as well, his time at Arsenal and Chelsea. Obviously, doesn't have the pace anymore, but he's still a deadly striker. I think Botman has his life, though, to be fair. And Rafael Leao is the one to really look out for. He's the next level, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the main threat by an absolute mile. I mean, when you look at the rest of the teams, their players. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the midfield, I'm not 100% certain on some of them. But one of them hasn't done it in the Premiership. He showed a lot of promise. Yeah, he showed a lot of promise, but it's never happened for him. Pulisic, the same, good player, but never really set the Premier League on fire either. So, are they going to be able to handle a Premiership style team? I don't know. Maybe, don't know. The defense, like I said, looks suspect at the weekend. But I mean, I would still have Theo Hernandez at us. I think he's a quality fullback. But just going off the game at the weekend, go for him. But Leao's the threat. I mean, he's next level top quality. I mean, he's just, well, put it this way, can we buy him? You know what I mean?
I wish.
But I mean, it's a good side, but it's like I said at the beginning, it's not as good as I thought it was.
It's not as good as it used to be. It's not going back to the days when Paolo Maldini and Inzaghi and all them lot playing.
Yeah, it's Inter Milan are a different animal compared to them at the minute, and it showed at the weekend. I'm glad we're not playing Inter Milan. That's a bonus, because they have got some they've got a few Leos, you know what I mean? At least there's one we've got to deal with. Oh, I know we're all right for left backs. It's just unfortunately Eddie's not playing.
The quality is what we're talking about, though, isn't it?
But no, it's a quality side, but I mean, it doesn't frighten us, Baz. I'm not gonna lie, it's not sticking out thinking, oh shit, what we're going into here. So
let's have a look at why we think that, because I mean, you look at our midfield with Tonali, Longstaff, and Bruno. I mean, Longstaff has his limitations, but I'd take those 3 over their 3 in midfield.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, without a doubt, I would. I mean, Tonali obviously played there for them last season, and if he was still at Milan, he'd be in the starting lineup tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bruno would be in that starting lineup. Longstaff, I don't know, because I'm not 100% certain of the other two. But Bruno and Tonali would walk into them midfield. Obviously, Leao's next level, so none of them are getting ahead of Leao. But Botman would get in. That's why they were after him in the summer.
Yep.
Trippier get in probably. So yeah, it's going to be a Well, put it this way, it's going to be a bloody good group, this one, because I think 3 of the sides are similar in ability. One of them's next level, but it's full of mercenaries. But it's going to be an interesting game, that's for sure. Looking forward to it.
Do you see any? I mean, this is what I personally think the team will be due to what's happened at the weekend. I think Gordon plays 60, 65 minutes and then Barnes probably replaces him because, I mean, Gordon was on his arse by the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's a fit young lad, but I just think he'll freshen that up and do that. Miggy comes back in because he didn't play. I think Miggy has his best game tomorrow night. I'm putting a lot of pressure on him because I think Miggy steps up. I think Byrne is the one for me that I think we've got to be careful of because he played the full 90 minutes of every game so far this season.
Yeah.
Again, he looked like he was on his arse. Could you maybe see a surprise inclusion for Hall instead of Byrne, or do you think Byrne and then you'll be replaced by Hall if obviously it looks like he's a bit leggy?
No, unfortunately I cannot. If Hall had played more minutes, then yeah, I could possibly see that, but it's not Eddie's way. And like I said, Tonali came straight in, but he had a pre-season under Eddie. So, I mean, I could be wrong. We could see a surprise tomorrow and Hall comes in, but I think, well, put it this way, I'm going to make a prediction today. I think Byrne's going to find it difficult tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised in the next Champions League game, Hall's the left back. That's what I will say right now. But look, you're playing top quality players here, so you've got to be on your game. You can't make mistakes in the Champions League. You make a mistake, you get punished.
You're screwed.
So, and Byrne can't make a mistake tomorrow. That's for certain. So, but if Milan have watched us, then you can guarantee they're going to attack Byrne, and they're going to tell Pulisic to attack Byrne. That's what every Premier League team's done this season.
If he's any clever, he'd switch Lee out, though, wouldn't he, and put him out against Byrne?
Well, you can, and that's what I would do, Mike.
Because I think that's been pointed out here is Miggy needs to help Leao back to pin him back. I think Miggy does that anyway because that's what Miggy does. He's the complete midfielder in a way that he does the attacking and the defending, and he will double up with trips because Miggy almost has the pace to keep up with Leao, but with the two of them, they'll be able to stop him.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Tonali starts, Edward. Tonali starts. There's no way he's not starting.
I mean, there's only one fullback in world football at the minute who I reckon can stop Leao for 90 minutes, and that's Kyle Walker, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else is in for the game. You've got to have a bit of luck with Leao as well, because he is going to, at some point, he's going to absolutely go past Trippier at some point, right? Because he's just too good. But like you said, Miggy's got to work his socks off tomorrow as well to help Trippier. So, because he's that type of player, especially at the San Siro. I think it'll be different at St. James's, but tomorrow he's going to cause problems. And when he does get past with, Miggy's got to do what he does best, basically. And that's the one thing we do know about Miggy. He works his socks off. And he's got an engine. That's the one thing Miggy has got. He's got an engine in him. So I thought if I was the Milan manager, I'd move him to the other side. Yeah. But you don't know.
We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we've got a very good idea that this would be very close to the team, apart from maybe one different player. We know Wilson won't start because of. But I think Wilson comes on. They could potentially move Isak out to the wing at some, depending on how the game's going.
Yeah, I mean
that could always happen.
I cannot see any other team than that one, right? If it is different, then it's a shock for me because Harvey. You've got to remember Harvey Barnes has just had a baby. His wife's just give birth as well, like literally the day after the match, right?
So 4 weeks earlier, the baby came.
Yeah, so. You've got to remember that one. You don't know what he's like. I mean,
do you know what it is? Though, if I was Harvey Barnes, if the missus, I'm off to the San Siro.
Oh, without a doubt. You watch the baby for a couple of days. I am away.
Well,
But
get your mother-in-law in and that, and get your mother in. You look after the baby. I'm off to the San Siro.
without a doubt, I cannot see it. I just cannot see it any different than what it is. That is the lineup. Joe Linton would have played if he'd been fit, but everything else, nah. I think that'll be the lineup.
Yeah. I think Joe Linton could be out for 6 weeks, which is really
Yeah.
bad news, especially with Willock missing as well. He's another player I really miss.
Yeah, without a doubt. Willock's
Have you seen the state of this, by the way? I've got to show this. It's fucking brilliant. Can you see that all right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely nuts, man.
It's like they're literally they're sliding on concrete. Oh, man, honestly.
Honestly, you know what it is? They're absolutely crackers, man. Do you know what it is? I've seen some sights over the years when I've went away from home in Europe and stuff. I've saw blokes fall off flaming tables, man.
Yeah.
They've landed on their arms, pissed us out their brains, started walking, and you can blatantly tell they've broke their arm. Because their arms hanging to the side like that, but they're pissed us out, and they go at them out, they're still they're gonna get up in the morning and come, oh yeah. And then, honestly, they're crackers, man.
I absolutely love it. Right, let's have a look to see what Sofa Score's saying. So, Jesus, a lot of votes already in. 25,360 votes for AC Milan to win, 58%. 70% for the draw with 7,627 votes. 25% for Newcastle to win with 10,652 votes. I'm looking for anything that could help. I mean, Leao and Botman are the two players to watch according to this.
Botman?
Yeah, Botman, yeah. I know. I think what they do is they go off who had the best rating the last game. Because Botman did.
Because when's a defender ever the player to watch?
Well, exactly. So, I like this. Apparently, the odds are weird. Both teams are 163 to 100 to win. When AC Milan are those odds, they normally win 38%, or should win 38% of the time. They only win 33% of the time. When we are these odds, we win 44% of the time. So that's an extra 6%.
Yeah.
I like that. We've never played Milan before, so there's nothing to go off. Score-wise, there's not really a lot to go off here. Apparently, corners, less than 10.5 corners is a good bet. We have been dishing out cards left, right, and centre. 5 out of 6 times over 4.5 cards. That's 5 cards. That's terrible. That we need to watch our yellow cards because we are terrible at the moment with that.
And they're normally more quicker to get it out.
Exactly.
As well.
Gordon worries me for that reason.
Yeah.
And it's literally just because of cards. I think he's potentially 1 card away from a suspension already in the Premier League, isn't he? Or close to it.
I could be wrong, but I'm sure Craig Bellamy got sent off in the Champions League for us, if I remember rightly. And it was a bit of a because I can remember. I can't remember what he got sent off for. I think he kicked somebody or something. I can't remember, but you've got to be careful.
Long time ago.
They haven't changed, mate. The one thing I am expecting from the referees is I think it'll be better than watching the shite we watch week in, week out, without a doubt. And I think you'll notice that there'll be a few decisions where you go, "What the hell?" But they tend not to be swayed by like the home fans. I think they don't really care. Whereas I think our referees are more swayed by home fans at times. But here's what it is, isn't it?
They're also swayed by the brown envelopes in the Premier League.
Exactly. Yep. The cartel, as they call it.
I love it. Right, guys, in the chat, we're almost at the end. Please put in your score predictions. Let you know what's coming up. I'll be doing the watch along tomorrow night. I'll be starting at 7:30. Wednesday night, we'll do the review of the game, and we'll have we've got some. I think it's Belfast Magpies coming on. if I can remember rightly. I'm going to go into my thing and find out. Make sure, yep, the Belfast Magpie will be coming on to the show to do the review with us. It's nice to have different voices on. Friday, Gary's doing the look ahead to the Sheffield United game, and we might have 2 Sheffield United fans coming on. I'll obviously let it on. Gary's hopefully going to get somebody else on as well to even it up a Newcastle side of things. And then on the Sunday as well, there'll be a watch along. Either me or Gary will do it because I'm positive I shouldn't be at work. And then we'll also do the review of that game on Sunday night as well. So there's so much coming up. So get the bell button on. Remind yourselves, we are literally live every night other than Thursday. Crazy. On Saturday. We're not live Saturday night. Goings on 4 yellows. There it is. Start from here. So Roger says 2-1 to the 2. Hit the like button. Yep, of course. Please hit the thumbs up. Wicked pisser 2-0. 4-1 to us, obviously, says Blade. 2-1 says Gary. Sambuca on tap, I hope. Oh, God. No, kickoff's not 7:45, is it? 5:45 tomorrow. Is it?
Is it?
We early kickoff tomorrow. I honestly did not know that. I thought we were 7:45 kickoff. Oh man, that's just pissed all over my plans. We are as well. We're a 5:45 kickoff. So I will be, I'll be doing the watch along starting at 5:30. Then the missus is going to kill me. So 5:30. 2-0 lads. Let's bring this one home. British mean 7-2 in the first 20 minutes. Yeah, it's 5:40. I can't believe I've let that slip. I didn't even realise. I honestly thought it would be 7:45. Do you know what it is? Now I've seen it. I do actually remember seeing it now. It's quite like, it's Super 6 as well this tomorrow. It's a good job I looked in here because I would have missed that. Don't forget to get your Super 6 scores in, guys. Gary, goal scorers and score.
I've changed because I originally went for 2-0 to Milan. Right. I'm going 1-1, right? Purely based on the fact that it's the first game. It is going to be difficult, and I think Isak will get the first goal.
Ooh.
I think we'll go 1-0 up, but Milan will lead 1-1.
Do you know what it is? I've gone Desmond 2-2.
Hey?
Yeah, I think it'll be exactly the same against Inter Milan. And I think we'll go ahead twice, and I think they'll pull it back twice. I've just got this feeling that history's going to repeat itself.
Yeah, well, that's what happened in Milan when I went. So, history repeating itself, basically.
I think it will. I don't know why. I've just got this feeling history's going to repeat itself. It has funny things to do in that, doesn't it, history? So, I'm going 2-2. Right, so I will be back here at 5:30 tomorrow then to do the watch long when I get tea done in time. Yes, I will. I have to clean up. Yeah, 5:30 guys tomorrow for the watch along. That's good. It means I can go to bed early for work on Wednesday morning.
Exactly. Not a bad one.
I love it. I hope you've enjoyed the crack, guys. Don't forget the subscribe button. Don't forget about our amazing sponsor, Diet Crow. They'll have a t-shirt to give away next month. 20% off for all viewers. Link is in the description. But don't forget, tomorrow morning I'll be giving away this lovely bucket hat for someone to win. You've got to be a member, so click it on at the top of the chat, 99p to become a member, and you'll be in the draw. Andy, I'll catch you all next one. Going with Tonali first. I think he will. But 5:30 tomorrow. We'll catch you all then. Take it easy, everyone. And thanks for joining in, and thanks for making the chat fun as always.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, everyone.
Honestly.
It's going to be amazing. Even if we lose, just enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy the Champions League. You have to, honestly.
Exactly.
Right.
Good night, everyone.